Yeah, I may get a penalty for that. The dumbest DNF in the entire world. Good morning, everyone. What a morning it is. We've got a driver's meeting right now, so I'll be quick. We've got the Pirellis on. Dad's done a leisurely check of the coolant. Hopefully everything goes well. Look, I'm just happy to be here at this point. We've got some different cars. There's 19 on the grid today, and that should make things pretty interesting. But we gotta get ready. I gotta get my suit on, and we gotta get up for qualifying, so we'll see you out there.
I'm gonna photo bomb. Hey, man, how you doing, man?
Good.
Good.
Going quick, baby. Jumping into quali was the first time we actually got to push the car after the repair, the crash, and obviously what you saw in the previous episode in practice. So we were finally back on Pirellis, and I was kind of keen to see if we still had the pace while still hoping desperately that the engine was going to be fine. Sadly, however, the session didn't really last that long due to a pretty scary incident. Red flag, Paul Mason in the 07, the lap record holding car, was out there obviously pushing hard again on new Pirellis. Doesn't have ABS, so it wasn't hard to say what happened, but it seems like he locked up going into 2 and jumped the wall and landed down in turn 5. Lee assessed already and said rear caliper failure is what caused it. So he just didn't have enough brake and turned in, and it looked like, from what I saw, hit the brakes hard to try and slow down more speed and then just went straight. He was about 15 feet up. So the landing obviously compressed quite a bit, and he's going to get checked out. So hopefully, Paul, you're all right. Here's the car, straight through a wall and out the other side. Apparently in that session, this is insane, Lee just did a 108.0. That's the new lap record, so he just beat it. 108.0, holy hell. I don't think I'm anywhere near that without spending a heck load of money, so we'll have to go with it, I guess. After an extremely lengthy red flag, which involved not only recovering the vehicle, making sure the driver was okay, but also repairing the wall that he jumped over, we finally got action back underway. And I was reasonably quick. But a different issue came up, one that wasn't related at all to the incident we had the previous race weekend. My brake switch actually failed. It's a problem we had a few times, but thought we'd got to the bottom of. It meant that my brake lights were stuck on, which is a technical infringement, and therefore I actually was shown the black flag at the end of qualifying, thankfully after I put in my lap, but we had to fix it before the start of race 1. I stupidly left my gimbal and my stabilizer on the hood of the car for the start of qualifying. That fell off. That's now another smashed GoPro. So yeah, just, you know, whatever. Starting to cost ourselves some money doing this show, but whatever, it's gonna happen.
Matthew, your brake lights are stuck on.
They're still doing it? I'm going to the paddock, it.
You want to go to the paddock?
Well, there's nothing we can do. You don't know what we're doing.
I'm trying.
I know, but I can't see it. We're already a lap down. What's the point? The dumbest DNF in the entire world. The brake switch, which we just switched, didn't work. Brake lights are on no matter what I do. It means I missed a race, which absolutely sucks, but it's starting to rain and I might have saved myself a set of Pirellis, so we'll see. Now we think we're working again. Brake check. On, off, on, off. The DNF in race 1 essentially meant that the sprint race championship for the season was out of reach. Lee had enough of a gap that he could finish second for the rest of the day and still win the championship, but that wasn't going to stop me from trying. It seems like every single race that Lee and I have gets better and better. I swear the action between us is world class, and this was another epic battle. Might be something here.
here. Get him here. Inside, now. Go. Got it. Good, man. Hang tight.
I got him. Woo! Had to work for that one. It's lunchtime. The wooden splitter, absolutely nothing wrong with it, obviously. That race was sweet. I did a 109.8, so the fastest lap the car's ever done is now with a wooden splitter and pretty old brake pads, which is pretty awesome. And we timed it so that we missed the rain, thankfully. Hopefully this rain, all right, look, I've made it angry. Paul's back, which is good. So he is A-okay, or sore, I'm sure, but he's back. A little more bent and twisted than mine was, unfortunately. So, you guys got a dog? Jayden, what are you doing? You mooching?
During lunch, we got hit with an unforecasted rain shower, and it was a debate as to how long it would last and how quickly the track would dry up. I suppose for the sake of context, it's worth letting you know that race 1 and 3 and 2 and 4 essentially work together as two different series, Sprint A and B. So because I finished last in the first race by virtue of the DNF, it meant that I actually would start last in race 3. With nothing left to lose in the championship and potential for the track to dry out, I was one of the only ones to take the gamble and actually start on slick tires in what was an absolutely rain-soaked track, hoping that, hey, if it dries out and I get maybe a safety car intervention, I might actually be able to catch Lee, and given that he's on rain tires, beat him on the dry line. Of course, that just meant keeping it together in the wet.
It's all good. I got it.
The rain lasted a little longer than we had hoped. I got my safety car, and unfortunately that also came a little bit too late, but I finished second, which probably, all things considered, even on rain tires, was going to be the same result. So it was kind of worth the gamble.
All right, so they've called a mandatory drivers meeting because when I passed Ben that race, apparently he pissed oil everywhere. So we've got to talk about where it is because the rain's made it hard to clean up. But yeah, it was fun sliding around everywhere. But now we've got a mandatory drivers meeting before the last sprint race of the year, in fact.
With the championship already wrapped up for Lee, congratulations, by the way, on a phenomenal season. The last race was all for fun, and really, that's what every race is when we boil it down, but it didn't necessarily start that way. I got Lee off the line, managed to get him down the hill and get the lead, but he actually had some speed and came back at me very quickly on lap 2. I thought I could try and defend the outside of 7. It's not something I would advise on, given that it's the most high-speed corner of the track, but Lee and I have a good respect for each other, and I did try to leave him enough room. Unfortunately, it may have been a little bit too tight.
Did I close the door? I didn't think I did. Yeah, I may get a penalty for that. I thought I had enough room, but I might have shut the door on him.
I continued for the rest of the race, took the easy win, but knew that I was likely going to get a talking to. And when the stewards called us in, I was happy to accept whatever decision they had made. After hearing from both drivers and letting us chat to each other about what we both thought happened, they ruled it a racing incident. So the result stood, even though it was a bit of a hollow victory. As always, we end the day with the 1-hour enduro, and this year, it's not really been good to me. Obviously, we DNF'd the first weekend due to the failed defroster on the windshield and my lack of vision. Literally was driving blind. The second race was okay. We actually finished second, Paul Gray and I sharing the car, and then the obvious crash in the last race weekend. So it wasn't really about points, but I still wanted to try to get a win in at least one of the 1-hour races this year. And I took this one solo. It was going to be just me the whole time, pit stop and everything. Start was fine. Lee and I got off to usual business. He got a bit of a gap through traffic, but I wasn't too concerned about it, since it's a reasonably long race and the pit stop can change everything. Being solo, I thought, hey, I'm gonna go as long as I can, and maybe I can get lucky with a safety car like other drivers had in the previous weekends. Turns out, we were dead on.
Oh, look! If I had waited 3 laps, look, safety car. Hey, but actually, we still get this. We're in pits right now. We still get this. That might be the MVP. I am impressed that our carpentry worked, that pressurized plywood, 1/2 inch thick, did the job. It's got Let's Go Grassroots on it. From a crash just 3 weeks ago to winning 3 races on the day. Pretty solid overall. I'm super shocked and impressed by that.
Moosehead Atlantic Challenge, first place overall, Mr. Matt Trivett. Yeah.
No? Too tired? Too tired? Oh, you're too tired at the end of the day? Oh, you want to go for a W. Well, there you go. I don't even really know where to start. I'm thrilled that we came away with 3 wins on the day out of 4 races that we did. It feels good to get a win in the endurance race. Thanks for tuning in, as always, guys, to Let's Go Grassroots. The sprint series is over. We're almost done the season, but we've got one more big race coming up, so don't miss that. And we're still looking for the logo, so get us your submissions. Thanks, guys. See you next time on Let's Go Grassroots. Jayden, you ready to go for a walk? You ready to go for a walk? Ready? Ready? Let's go. I hope I didn't just kill this mic. I'm good.